What's going on, guys? We're back for part two of the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast. Things got a little heated in the first segment there, first hour. Really, just tired of these irresponsible decisions by people that make a lot of money. Do better, guys. We're going to talk about the fun part now, the NFL draft. With me, Bradsky, Idris, and Zappy, all back for round two. Thanks for hanging, guys. Thanks for just thanks. That was fun, I think.
It was, man.
It's just so easy to get emotional whenever you see stupidity.
I started, my face started my skin started getting hot, bro.
It's easy, man. It's easy.
Yes, very much so.
All right, my bad.
Yeah, that's good, man. It's good. On our second part of the show tonight, we're going to be hitting on the NFC East and AFC East because they are going to be on the clock very soon. We're going to talk amongst our panel here about potential draft picks in terms of guys coming out of college and who should be trading back, who should be trading up, who should be staying put, and who should just quit already. You guys are terrible. Got a little bit of all of that. And we're going to start with the Washington Commanders. Picking second, team needs, according to me. The guys can chime in. Of course, quarterback 1, edge, offensive tackle. In any particular order, I view these three positions as the highest of need for this Commanders team. This is a team that gave up sacks at a ferocious rate last year, along with my beloved New York Giants. Both those O-lines were pretty bad. But I do believe that the pick for this organization, it will be a quarterback. Now, there's a lot of smoke signals that go up around this time of the year. Zappy has alluded to me off air on more than a few times. I can't wait for Caleb Williams to pull the Eli Manning on the Bears. It's possible. It is. Or to make them second, third, and fifth guess. Man, is this the guy we really want? Do we want this guy? Do we really want this guy? Jaden Daniels, on a lot of people's mocks, is right behind Caleb Williams, next quarterback up. And given the Commanders' history, given the current coach they have, given their offensive philosophy, or at least I think what their offensive philosophy is going to attempt to be, I do believe that this team will be selecting Jaden Daniels out of LSU with the number 2 overall pick. To expand upon it a little further, there are some quality offensive tackles still in this draft, as well as edge rushers. This is a team that a couple of years ago, everybody was like, oh, wow, man, they're investing in Chase Young. Listen, I'm not making fun of Chase Young, but it was a little comical. Seeing him with the neck thing, still putting ink to paper. You don't see that every day. It speaks volumes on the player that he always has the ability to be when he's applying himself. Because when an organization like the Saints is going to give you money, when you show up with the neck brace, because he did have a neck procedure done, it shows that they have a lot of faith in you and that they still think that you offer something. This Commanders team gave up on him. And the 49ers were not blown away with the effort and the preparation that he put forward. They were not pleased with him. But a very talented player needs to be replaced. They need interior help. Montez Sweat moved on similarly to Chase last year. It was moved. Should they go offensive tackle? None better than Joe Alt as far as I'm concerned, but I just don't foresee this organization taking Joe Alt that high. I think Alt's going to slip possibly to as far as 10. I really mean that, and I think he's phenomenal. And I'm an Irish fan and not just saying it because of that reason. But Commanders, Jaden Daniels, that is my personal pick. Bretsky, if you're the Commanders, which way you going?
I mean, I'm literally on the same boat as you, dude. I think Caleb and Jaden Daniels are going to be picked back-to-back. And then I think Drake May is going to be the third pick. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, I've been, especially with my boys, you know what I mean? But as far as what the Commanders need, yes, they absolutely need a quarterback one first. Edge rusher, and not in order. I would actually go with an offensive tackle as their second pick. I just really don't know what pick they have in the second round. I don't know.
I do.
I got to look at it.
All right, so they have 3 picks in the top 40. They have obviously number 3. Then they have number 36 and number 40. So this team's in prime position. We know what they're doing at number 1. It's going to be a quarterback.
Has to be.
Yeah, but you have to remember too, who is the head coach now of that team? It's Dan Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's one thing we've seen when Dan Quinn goes on to a new team, is that team normally drafts heavy on defense after that one specific position. Quarterback, probably going to be Jaden Daniels. I wouldn't be surprised if it's J.J. McCarthy. But, I mean, in the second round, they can easily grab a guy like an Amarius Mims if he falls there to 36, and they could grab a guy like a Braylon Trice. Those are the ones I'm interested in, is what are they going to do with 36 and 40. And I really think that Dan Quinn's going to go heavy on defense and possibly take a tackle later, because this is a very deep tackle draft where they can go out there and get an edge rusher and Braylon Trice, and they can go get a cornerback because they need a cornerback as well. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's their picks. Is they're in good position with 3 picks in the top 40.
Mm-hmm.
Idris, what you got?
Yeah, I said they go quarterback. Probably Jaden Daniels, but I'm kind of leaning towards Drake May for some reason. I wouldn't draft him because I don't like drafting quarterbacks from basketball schools. We should know we've had two Duke quarterbacks. I'm not going to say that other name. We had 2 Duke quarterbacks and a Florida State quarterback, and neither one of them, I think they'll go offensive lineman. They have to. That line was atrocious.
The quarterback that we should have drafted from FSU chose to play for the New York Knicks.
Exactly. Yeah. Got us to NBA Finals though.
Charlie Ward.
Charlie Ward, number 17. I think they need to draft a linebacker. Offensive lineman for sure, because that offensive line was trash last year. Let's keep it real. They beat somehow up.
That's what I was going to say. If you're going to draft, whether it's Jaden Daniels and number 2, or let's just go with the assumption Chicago shocks the world and takes Jaden Daniels, and you take Caleb Williams or Drake May or JJ, no matter the case, you have to protect your number 1 investment. And when you gave up the second most sacks in the NFL, yes, Sam Howell led the league in sacks, but they gave up the second most sacks in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Something tells me you might want to protect your number 2 overall pick, your future investment. Yeah, you do not want another Carson Wentz situation over here.
And the messed up thing.
Exactly.
The messed up thing with that, let's just say hypothetically if they go with Drake May at 2. I don't think they will. I think it's Jaden Daniels. But that would be weird to have 2 UNC quarterbacks in the same quarterback room.
I think they you know why? You know how Washington is like the NFC Cleveland.
Who would have 2 UNC quarterbacks?
2 ACC quarterbacks is what I meant to say.
They draft Drake May because Sam Howell came from.
But Sam Howell's in Seattle.
Yeah, he's gone now though. Yeah, he's in Seattle.
When did Sam Howell go to Seattle?
He got traded a couple weeks ago to Seattle.
He's in Seattle. When we picked up Drew
okay.
When we picked up the white, what's his name? What's the other guy out there?
The white Geno. When we picked up the white Geno Smith.
Yeah.
Drew Lock.
Yeah, we picked. They grabbed South. You know those. They're the same quarterback.
Bro, how did I miss Sam Howell going to Seattle?
Yeah,
I just completely missed that.
Which I was kind of surprised he went to Seattle. They traded him.
Well, I wasn't. I mean, we saw what Justin Fields got, a 6th-round pick. We're seeing.
No, I was surprised he went to Seattle. And,
remember who the head coach is now.
Oh,
this is a guy, that if you look at the kind of system he brings to Seattle, Sam Howell going there makes a lot of sense. Also, remember, guys, this is Geno Smith's last year on his contract. He signed he's got 2 years left, but they could break away from him this year. So Sam Howell put up very good numbers with lesser talent. Let's be real here, guys. he's going into a situation where he's got much better receivers. No offense, nothing against Terry McLaurin. He's a great receiver. But when you have DK Metcalf there and you have Tyler Lockett and you have Jackson Smith and Jigba and you have a nice core of running backs, I mean, Sam Hill might work actually there. It actually makes a lot of sense. But
He did well behind that offensive line.
Well, he led the league. He led the league for a brief while in passing yards.
Getting knocked around.
Everything.
Getting knocked around, yeah.
I mean, you should lead the league when you have an insufficient running game that is not producing at a high level, and it's forcing your quarterback to throw 45 times a game because in a blink of an eye, your defense is down 14-0.
Easily. Yeah, but I think they'll go quarterback first. I say Jaden Daniels, but I got a feeling they're gonna go Drake May.
Yeah, I feel it's gonna be
Drake coming into New England, baby.
I would surprise me.
New England's gonna trade back.
Because
I don't think they will.
This style of play.
I don't think they will.
Well, we're gonna hit on that in a moment.
I think they'll trade back too.
Okay, Brett and Zappy. You boys are picking third. Team needs wide receiver 1, quarterback, and running back help. Zeke is gone. I do think that they need a little depth to help out with Ramondre Stevenson. For the most part, I do actually think their defense is, when healthy, is a pretty good unit. They could always use some fine-tuning there too. It's the same thing. Not every draft pick you make is the sole intention of being a day one starter either. Some guys have specific roles that they play in sub-packages. But if I'm the New England Patriots, it's a no-brainer to me. You have to go quarterback here. Next year's quarterback class is rather crummy. You didn't make a splash, really, in free agency. Now, granted, you have a lot of money, and that carries over into the new year as well. But if I'm the New England Patriots, I'm not saying that it's the right pick. It's just a pick that my gut suggests that they're going to do. I got this weird inclination that the New England Patriots are going J.J. McCarthy out of Michigan. I don't know if it's nostalgia. I don't know if it's, well, I mean, it worked last time. When I look at the fall off, I personally think J.J. McCarthy is going to have a better NFL career than Caleb Williams. He's going to have a better NFL career than probably Drake May. I think he's going to have a better NFL career than a lot of guys in this draft. The 3 guys that I actually think have the highest ceilings in terms of different metrics, Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, if he could stay healthy, Michael Penix. And I do have a suspicion that a healthy Jordan Travis might make a mark in this league. And he's going to be either not a big disappointment because he's coming off a horrific injury, or he's going to be a treasure to somebody. But as the Patriots go here, I cannot see any scenario where the Patriots do not go quarterback. I don't think it's a trade back either. I really don't. I don't think the Patriots are trading back. The team that could be attractive for the Patriots to trade with, goes without saying, is the Minnesota Vikings. They hold the 11 pick as well as the 23 pick, 2 first-rounders, and they are also in need of a quarterback. And there is a belief amongst people around the league that the Minnesota Vikings do like J.J. McCarthy very much. I also believe that the New York Giants, like J.J. so much that they're not even using it as much of a mystery, because the Giants have a hard time doing that. Hey, Brian Flores, we just hired Brian Dable.
Yeah.
Secret no more. Hey, Bill Belichick. Hey, that's great that you got the job, Brian. Does Bill Belichick still work for the Giants organization? Did I miss something for the last, 3 decades? He's not still employed with us, right? I guess what I'm trying to say is we have a bad time keeping secrets.
Yeah. For sure.
The Vikings are the best trade partner for the Patriots, in my opinion, but I don't think it's going to happen.
No, I don't think they're trading back either. I mean, boys, I said this how many months ago about getting Drake May. You know what I mean? Like the quarterback is obviously our first priority, absolutely hands down. But I've had my eye set on him for a while now.
Well, let me ask you this: what is it about his game that you like more than, say, a McCarthy or say, well, Daniels probably is off the board anyway. So even if you did like Daniels, it shouldn't matter. But just curious, what is it about his game that you like more?
I mean, just his maturity, the way he stands in the pocket. You know what I mean? Like I like his release. He kind of has that natural kind of throw to him. He looks like a pro NFL quarterback. You know what I mean? So it's just I don't know. When you get that feeling about somebody, you know what I mean? You get that gut instinct. I have that feeling about him. I can't explain why. It is what it is. Like I said, I've been wanting him for a couple months now. When we're talking about the game.
Let me explain to you about Drake May.
Yeah, here we go, man. I know what he's going to say.
Go ahead.
I feel it.
Go ahead.
Drake May is like every other quarterback that came out of North Carolina and Duke. I'm going to tell you why. I watched that kid. He's good. But you know what he does when he gets under pressure? He tries to play hero ball. He's not accurate. He's under 60% passing. He's like 55, 56. I can't remember. He throws interceptions. He got small hands, just like another guy came out of ACC, Kenny Pickett. He played for North Carolina. Name me a North Carolina quarterback that had a successful career going back to the first time North Carolina ever fielded a quarterback. Can't name one. Drake May is going to be a good quarterback. He'll be good in that New England system because he's not going to be asked to run the ball. Who?
I said, for how long is he going to be good? That's the question.
I think he'll have a good career. I don't think he's going to be great. I just don't see it.
I think McCarthy's the pick for the Patriots. I really mean that. I think McCarthy's the pick for the Patriots because the thing.
They'll pick him or not, but I think.
No, I'm not saying they will. Yeah. I think he's the proper pick.
I'm just not so.
All right, so it's crazy that you're going against another Michigan quarterback to be the selection. Who the only difference between him and Brady is that JJ can run the ball. Everything.
Yeah, but Brady was a needle in the haystack that nobody saw coming. So,
well, no, because all the attention was towards Drew Henson. But
former Yankee great.
Yeah,
everything you just described about Drake May is exactly what JJ is. And I have the evidence to prove it because in the biggest games, Drake May folded and JJ McCarthy led his team down on a winning drive. Here, I'm going to give you a list of quarterbacks, Brett. It's not that he's a North Carolina quarterback. It's that he is a Mac Brown quarterback, a guy that coached at University of Texas for a very long time, sir.
There it is.
So I can sit here and say Major Applewhite, Chris Sims, Chance Mock, Vince Young, who was probably Colt McCoy had the longest career, but Vince Young had the highest ceiling. I mean, the dude was drafted right there, number 2 in the NFL.
Colt McCoy had the best name.
Yeah, so then there's Garrett Gilbert and Case McCoy. I mean, the list of quarterbacks under Mac Brown. Let's go ahead and add Sam Hell to that, a UNC quarterback. They do not translate over to the NFL. There are certain collegiate coaches where they have great, successful quarterbacks at the college level, but at the NFL level, they don't. I trust a Jim Harbaugh type guy who, for one, he runs a pro-style offense. And we have seen pro-style offense quarterbacks coming from the collegiate level to the pros succeed at a much higher level than those that came from a spread option, whatever the style is.
Yeah,
that's why I think Michael Penix is going to have a very successful career in the NFL.
Long as he stay healthy.
But I think the Patriots, honestly, what I think the Patriots are going to do, I still have this funny feeling that the Giants are trading up. I have this feeling that Joe Shane's going to call the Malik Neighbors is going to be the Patriots pick because no matter what, here, you guys also need an offensive tackle. You can go draft the quarterback, but if you don't have any weapons to throw the ball or you don't have a lineman to protect, there's no point. So honestly, with how deep this draft is at the quarterback position alone, the Patriots would be better off trading back to, say, number 6 and taking Malik Neighbors at 6, a future franchise wide receiver, a guy that's got the potential of a Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, who he's going to put up astronomical numbers.
Don't mess this up for me, Zach.
You would take him over Harrison?
I would,
yeah. Marvin Harrison is a name.
Yeah,
Marvin Harrison, he don't get me wrong, he is going to be an elite wide receiver, but Malik Neighbors is 2. And Malik Neighbors is, they're both going to have long, great careers. They're both right there neck and neck. I just like Malik a little more.
Yeah,
I think Neighbors is going to be a Charger. Unless if the Chargers trade back with Minnesota. I think the Chargers or the Patriots are the two best. Because this is the thing. The reason why I don't think the Giants are trading up is because I don't think the Giants have the best package to offer New England in the same way that a Minnesota does. That's why I think that. Minnesota has a much sexier trade package. New England needs a quarterback. That quarterback's going to be J.J. McCarthy. I don't know if it's the right pick. I personally had reservations about picking him at 6. I myself would be thrilled with either Malik Neighbors or Roma Dunze to fall down to us. But Bresky, what's the pick?
Drake May. Still going Drake May.
For the New England Patriots.
Drake May.
If you're the New England Patriots, what are you doing?
You draft.
Look,
I'm still sticking with that same pick, boys.
Okay.
So for the Giants, in order for them, if they wanted to move up, it doesn't cost them a lot. The number 3 pick is valued at around 2,200 points on the draft chart level, while the number 6 pick is at 1,800. You throw in the number 1, you throw in a number 3, and something else next year.
We got that.
They're up there if they're up there if they want it. That's why I don't think the Giants are out of the wheel well here, that they're not going to trade up. I still think with all the talk of all these teams between the Vikings, the Broncos, the Falcons possibly. No, not the Falcons anymore. I'm sorry. Who's the other team that's possibly looking to trade up?
I did hear the Raiders name pop up a couple of times.
Raiders. That's what I meant was Raiders. Thank you.
But let me ask you this, Abby. Let me ask you this. Giants, I'm listing it right here. Quarterback 1, wide receiver 1, outside linebacker, cornerback 2, because we have our starter. Tight end, if Waller retires more than if he doesn't. But this is the thing.
So what's your list for him? I'm sorry.
I look. This is my Giants list here. Quarterback 1, it goes without saying. Wide receiver 1 goes without saying. Outside linebacker. We need one more linebacker.
Yeah.
Cornerback 2, a tight end. But the thing is, Zap, how early do you think a guy like a Brock Bowers goes?
10.
I'm with you. And
maybe 10 will be his ceiling, 16 will be his floor.
Yeah.
Now, do you see the New York Jets drafting a Brock Bowers?
So, no, what I actually see is the Jets are actually in a great position because so look at we'll start with the Giants. For one, picking at number 6, they're behind the Chargers. If they try to develop a trade package to jump up to number 3 or 4, whatever, and it's not enough, Vikings jump them, whatever the case may be, and they sit there, the pick will be Malik Neighbors. That Malik Neighbors is, let's put it this way, Malik Neighbors is going to go at number 6. Whether it's the Giants or Patriots, that's his draft position. We know Marvin Harrison is probably going to go number 5, and it's going to be whether it's to the Chargers.
So you got the Chargers taking Joe Alt or the Chargers trading back?
I have the Chargers trading back. So
they need a number 1 receiver.
And I have the Arizona.
I am suspicious. That's the one reason why I'm not sure if the Chargers trade back, for the sheer fact that they don't want to miss out on one of the top 3 receivers or 2 receivers.
They need one. They need one bad.
I mean, there's also
they need a lot.
There's an interesting thing.
If the Chargers, like you said, Richie, if the Vikings do come up and offer their 2 first-round picks, you take that in a heartbeat because
it's hard not to.
Because you look at everything that the Chargers need, you would be able to get your receiver, you would still be able to get your offensive lineman, you could still get a tight end, all that stuff. And it would probably be a tight end at 11 and then an offensive lineman later.
Brock Bowers could potentially be a guy that goes to the Chargers as well. If I'm the New York Giants, I'm not trading up. I don't want to trade up. I want to stay at 6, and you take the best player available. And in my opinion, the best player available is more than likely, also based on team need, of course, Roma Dunze. Go get him. Get him. And if you want to trade up for
Neighbors?
Neighbors is not.
Yeah, I'm grabbing Neighbors. I think he'll be gone.
Neighbors will not be on the board.
Neighbors will be there, and here's why he will be there. Quarterback is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Harrison 5, or
not
Joe
4.
5.
Not 4. Cardinals pick at 4.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's going to trade with the Cardinals.
I believe so.
The first 4 picks will be quarterback.
Quarterbacks.
No matter what, it's going to be quarterback. When the Giants come up, they will have either Marvin Harrison or Malik Neighbors. I think it will still be Malik Neighbors. Because even if the Vikings trade up to 5 and the Cardinals take receiver, we know the Vikings are what they're trading up for.
Yeah.
So
I would take Neighbors. I would take him at 6 if he's there. If not, take Dunze. To be honest with you, without picking up Drew Lock, it wouldn't even surprise me if we don't even take a quarterback in the first round.
No, yeah, that's the thing. That the Giants, you guys are in a good position where you don't. I mean, I still think if JJ is there, you take him, and I still think
if he's there,
him. I've preached that. I've said that.
There,
I think JJ is the quarterback coming out of this draft that's going to win the most Super Bowls.
Yeah,
I think he is the best leader out of all the quarterbacks coming out. And if you know you're a team that you're a quarterback, and you just need to move up 2 spots to make sure you get them, you do it. It's not like you're in the Vikings position that you're going to have to give up a king's ransom to move up to number 4 or number 5, whichever the case is.
Just a thought to not make things overly complicated. You're the Giants. You pick at 6. Some people think you're taking a quarterback. Some people think you're taking a receiver. This Minnesota Vikings team is really playing their hand over hard that they really want to take a quarterback. Okay, so check this out.
They need to get Penix.
If you're the New York Giants,
yeah.
If you're the New York Giants, do you just trade with Minnesota? Who could we grab at 11 that could make our offense a lot better? A Brock Bowers at number 11.
Well, you can get Brock Bowers at number 11. You can get an offensive lineman. Fashanu is probably going to be right there. You can get, your defense you're changing your defense, are you not?
Well, we're back to a 4-3.
So you need because you're back to a 4-3. You have your 1 technique. You need a 3 technique defensive tackle. So, and if you're moved to 11, that's usually where you get that guy. So the defensive line is something that the Giants need because you are making that transition defensively. Yeah. So
you got Lawrence, you got Burns, you got Thibodeau, but we need the tackle next to Lawrence.
And I would honestly put defensive line ahead of quarterback for needs for the Giants.
That's why
I think.
That's why I said we might not even draft the quarterback right out the gate.
Yeah, I don't think like I've already said I think you should trade up. I don't think you're going to trade up. I think the pick at 6 is going to be the Giants, Malik Neighbors. I really do.
I won't be mad if
trading back with the Vikings. I don't see them.
I won't be mad if we got Neighbors, but there is something that is a little intriguing here, and it makes sense into the realm of where we can get these 2 players. Do you consider reuniting college teammates Roma Dunze and Michael Penix and double dipping into Washington?
You know why I'm not going to take Penix that high? His injury history. Well, if you're talking for the Giants,
Penix would be
Washington.
No, I said Washington being the college these guys played at.
I mean, but do you want them? You mean bring them together in New York?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not going to draft. I'm not going to put. I'm not going to put Penix in that offense because of the type of offense Brian Day will run. Penix will have to run the ball.
Yeah, Penix is
I'm not going to have him.
You're concerned. You're concerned about his ability to run the ball.
He's slight of frame. He's a decent runner, but not. Daniel Jones is a better runner than Michael Penix.
Daniel Jones is a better runner than most NFL quarterbacks, if we're being honest.
I'm not going to put
also
him back
got the best running play in quarterback history.
It's just his inability.
Who's your running back 1 right now?
That's what I was going to say. We don't have Saquon.
Currently Devin Singletary.
Yeah.
But with the Giants, we'll probably draft a running back in the latter rounds. You can get a quality running back around 4 or 5.
And with Penix, we seen in the national championship, and see that's a habit of his too. He plays great, but against the tough teams, like even against Oregon, he did all right. That
What legitimately concerns me This is what I don't want to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want this to be a situation where the Giants don't get McCarthy, because that's who they really want.
Yeah.
Daniels off the board. Caleb Williams, I don't want him either.
No.
Now you're looking at Drake May. Do you want to get another ACC quarterback?
All right,
That
so
would piss me off.
I will say this: as much as it would piss you guys off,
Don't say it, please.
Drake May
Oh,
fits
Christ.
more in Brian Dable's system than he does going to a Jared Mayo system.
He does.
That's the one thing.
He does.
And he's a more accurate quarterback than Josh Allen. So if there's one team that he fits the best, in my opinion, it's actually the Giants. And there's actually many analysts that have the Giants trading up to get Drake May with Brett's New England Patriots.
Why does everybody keep talking about trading up? You know why? You know why people trade up? Because they think too much. Dude, you're picking sixth. 4 quarterbacks are not going in the first 4 picks. The Arizona Cardinals are hot for Marvin Harrison.
They need a receiver.
But they could still trade back and get him. That's the thing.
Didn't they trade
but they could also trade back and not get him. So now you traded back and didn't get the player you wanted.
Well, that's why
we got what? We got James Daniels, we got Drake May, we got Caleb Williams, we got Michael Penix Jr., we got Bo Nix, Spencer McCarthy.
You got
Michael Platt, Joe
Spencer Rattler in the mix.
But, yeah. There's a lot of I mean,
there's
like
the quarterbacks this draft.
I'm gonna get friggin' pissed. I'm gonna get pissed. If the Giants, it's not that I don't want Drake May, it's that I don't want Drake May at 6.
And I don't even think, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised.
And I don't want McCarthy at 6.
But I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots said, you know what? We really like Michael Platt. So we're going to get Marvin Harrison or Joe Alt right here. And then we're going to get our quarterback of the future in the second round. There's so many, there's a lot of intriguing scenarios right now where even like a team like Arizona, yes, I know they like him. I know this because his former teammate, number 6 overall pick in last year's draft, best friends with Marvin Harrison, has said Marvin wants to come to Arizona. Of course, you know, when you're a teammate, you're going to build them up. You're going to try to say, hey, management, get this player, you know, blah, blah, blah. But there's so much things. Here's another intriguing one. You brought it up, the Jets. I don't know if you said your needs for them, but I would say their top 2 needs are offensive tackle and wide receiver. You know, even though they signed Tyron Smith to their team, they need an offensive tackle. Now, in the event we see a Joe Alt go number 3 to the Patriots, then I could see a scenario we see the Jets trade up to get Fashanu. But the Jets could also trade up and get a wide receiver. They could also trade up and get a tight end. I think
if the Jets stay at 10 and don't do anything, just stay where they are, they're going to get Brock Bowers. And that guy can complete that offense at the skill positions. You got Garrett Wilson opposite of Mike Williams, and now you bring in a player like that. And in the event, God forbid, if Rodgers gets dinged up again, Tyrod Taylor has won in this league, and he's very comfortable in that stadium.
But who is the New York Jets offensive coordinator?
Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah.
And he has never been known for having a big name tight end.
True that.
So, and Mike Williams is coming off a bad injury. I think receiver, if a Rome Odunze is right there, it's going to be, in my opinion, it's going to be Odunze or Fashanu that are going to be there for the Jets to take. If not, the Jets might say, hey, we'll trade back a few spots. But there's no one that's going to trade up to number 10.
The allure of trading of drafting a tackle, to your point, is that Tyron Smith is not a spring chicken, and he's there for right now, but you still got to think about tomorrow. If I'm the Jets, what am I doing? You basically swapped pass rushers with the Philadelphia Eagles without actually making a physical trade with those involving those 2 players.
Just sit there at 10, man. Just sit there.
Yeah, sit there.
I think you sit there.
Player come to you, and it's probably gonna be offensive. It'll probably be Foshunu, and you know what? That dude is a nasty offensive tackle. He's got a great punch. He's very light on his feet, and if there's a great offensive tackle to learn from, it would be Tyron Smith. You know, we're talking about a first ballot Hall of Famer, no question about it.
I for one would like to see this team, the Jets, my team, the Giants, I would like to see the Giants directly trade with the Jets and move back to 10. That's me personally. 10 and 72. We'll take 10 and 72. We'll give you 6. Go get your offensive lineman of the future. We'll hang out at 10, and we'll get the best tight end in this draft. Hey, dude, I'm a Giant fan. I love tight ends.
Yeah.
Jeremy Shockey, Mark Bavaro.
Mhm.
I want one of those guys.
Mike Boss.
Bring it back. I want one of those guys.
Yeah.
So if you were to do a 10 and 72, they'd be robbing you. You can get more.
We could.
I mean, if the Jets are trying to trade up to number 6, they better be willing to get rid of a
they're
second
gonna
round
be
pick, whether it's
yeah.
better in next year or this year, whatever the case. If they're trying to move up, then you fleece them. I mean, you're fleecing your crosstown rivals.
Right.
Well, they're in win now mode. I'm just coming off with draft picks on this board right now because I'm already thinking about where is my brain at in that pick, in that round. But I've said this to you, Zappy, for like the better part of 2 months. If it's not Jaden Daniels, I'm not trading up for JJ McCarthy, and I'm not trading up for Drake May when they're gonna fucking be there when you're sitting there anyway.
So in 15 years, if you guys trade up for JJ, you're gonna sit back and say, "Man, I'm about to be 58, or I'm 58 years old, and I just saw my team win a few more Super Bowls because we made one trade." That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
What's the pick, Idris, for the Jets and the Giants? We'll go back here real quick. We said enough about our team. What's the pick?
I want JJ, man. If Drake May is there, I'll take him. I'm not too keen on him, but I'll take him because, like Zappy said, if there's a player out there who fits that offense, it's him. Because he's not asked to throw 40 or 50 times. So I'll take him there. I'll take JJ McCarthy. Now, if I can't get those two, I'm going O-line. And I'll just say, hey, we'll just pick up. We got Daniel Jones. We got Geno White-Smith. We got Cutlets or whatever. We'll just have to roll and just, or if possible. I mean, I'm just saying, if we can't get those two, I would draft that kid out of what's his name out of Tulane?
Veal Parm. Veal Parm.
Huh?
Veal Parm.
Mike Platt. Yeah. No,
yeah. Get him.
Yeah. I'll draft him. Or I would even draft Jordan Travis because he's going to sit out anyway.
Well, the thing with Travis is he's going to come later. And he is a pro-style quarterback that actually fits Dable's system.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm just an advocate when it's your very first pick to get the best player on the board, not always base it on need. And that's why the whole McCarthy thing doesn't really draw my attention to be like, yes, that's the guy.
If I can get Travis late, 3rd round, I like all season. I liked his. That's a pro-style quarterback right there, and that's a steal right there. He's going to sit out this year. You already know that.
And the reason why I keep alluding to the hell with Arizona, the reason why I keep seeing the Chargers as the legitimate trade option for the Vikings is because they both could get what they want. Personally, I think that McCarthy makes more sense over there because it's not really that much of a big move from where he was already at. Not to mention, if you're JJ McCarthy, let's be honest.
If I'm Minnesota, I'm drafting Penix, man.
Do you want to go
100%.
to New York? Do you want to go to New York right now? Yeah. Or do you want to go to a team where you have a Jordan Addison, where you have a Justin Jefferson?
I honestly, if I'm Minnesota, Michael Penix.
Yeah, Penix fixed that offense.
That perfectly to the T.
Because he doesn't have to run. He could play the pocket. He might have to scramble a little bit left, right, but he don't have to take off 5-10 yards down the field when a design run.
The allure of McCarthy in the Dable offense is the fact that he can run.
Right.
He's not going to be running like DJ, but he can run.
But he has that because he came from Harbaugh.
But how far up do you trade? This is my thing. How far up? Do you trade to 4? Do you trade to 3?
Well, you're not trading up to 5.
Are those douchebags in Gillette going to get him? Like, what are we doing here?
I'm sitting.
Well, the only reason why you're trading up to 3. Look, this is the only reason why you're trading up to 3 is you're getting some sort of inclination that Minnesota is talking to Arizona. That's the only reason why you trade up to 3.
Yep.
The only reason why you trade up to 4 is because the Patriots said, no, we're going to take our quarterback, and now we know Minnesota is talking to the Chargers. That's the only reason why you trade up to 4.
But do you know how comical it would be for the Patriots to feed the Giants their next Super Bowl winning quarterback? I mean,
It wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me.
So I guess we can all agree that Caleb Williams is going to Chicago.
I know.
would have to think
I
so.
still think there is this possibility because they have not come out and said it.
Can
There
it be
is
one of
no
them weird
contract.
dives like the Laramie Tunsil draft? We just kept driving, falling down because everybody realized that he enjoyed his gas mask so much.
Yeah,
What did we
that was
see?
crazy.
What did we see the last time a USC quarterback came out with all this potential? He was supposed to go number 1. And what happened? What happened?
No,
The
that
Cleveland
was
Browns turned
yeah.
in the card, and they got
Mhm.
Baker Mayfield. Sam Darnold fell to number 3 to the New York Jets. I don't care about this talk about Caleb Williams and the talent, blah blah blah, his potential, whatever.
I'm not sold.
I'm not sold that Chicago's taking him. I still think they're
the
taking
Vikings-
JJ or Jaden.
The Vikings currently have Darnold, correct?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So they don't need JJ. Darnold's gonna be just fine over there.
So
Okay.
where do you guys think Caleb goes?
New
England?
Oh my
If
God.
you know what?
Yeah, he's going to drop down to 3.
If he doesn't go 1, he's not going to, and I think New England would be the team to take him at 3.
You really think New England would draft him?
Yes.
Wow,
They
that
drafted
would
Mac
be,
Jones, man.
that they did draft Mac Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
After I told him
This
not
would
to.
be Robert Kraft's moment to sit there and say, all right, guys, I made a mistake and I drafted Mac Jones, but I got Caleb Williams. He fell to us. That would
In the
be his
event
moment.
of some strange cataclysmic event that Mac Jones reclaims his career and just climbs the ladder of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL, does he reach out to Swishahouse?
Are we playing?
Does
on
he
rookie
reach
mode?
out to the?
Whoa,
Does he
whoa,
reach? Out,
whoa! You said switch the house.
yeah. Does he reach out to Swishahouse?
Hey, look, if he's on
The
rookie
fact that
mode,
he
he
said
doesn't
that-
do anything.
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones.
Mac and cheese.
Boy, she didn't
Mac and
like me
cheese.
down back.
He's gonna lead us
to.
to. He's gonna lead us to 10 wins. We got that mid-range game. We got Devontae Park. I love you, Brett.
But you know,
Why you bringing up old shit?
Caleb Williams might go to New England because he don't want to play for Chicago. Atlanta's who's at number 2?
Washington. I don't see
Washington's at
Dan
number
Quinn
2.
drafting
Washington.
Caleb Williams.
And I don't think that Quinn is too. Quinn is up here.
Yeah, he's a coach.
Yeah, he's up here too. He's up here. It wouldn't surprise me.
He's not a soft-minded coach. Nothing against
to
Jared
me, he's
Mayo.
up here. He might go to New England, man.
Who knows?
Not
Say hello
so.
to your corporate.
This makes me want to go watch Draft Day with Kevin Costner.
Oh, damn.
That's what the Bears are doing.
Yes,
They are doing that right
they
now.
messed everything
Yeah.
up. All they had to do was just keep Justin Fields and take
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison
All
Jr. That's all they had to
So we
do.
got-
What I had to do.
all right, so we got Jets. Who's got the Jets pick? What'd you say, Idris?
I said they're gonna sit at 10, and they're gonna go. I say Bowers.
Bowers. I say they
Yeah.
get a weapon. If Fashunu's there, they go offensive tackle. If not, they go wide receiver or tight end, one of the two.
Yeah.
But we got what, 15 minutes left. We got the
I think they're
Bills.
going Bowers.
I think they're going Bowers, man.
Bowers.
I think they go offensive tackle. We got to
think
protect
they go-
Rodgers, man.
I think they go offensive tackle or wide receiver because, man, if Roma Dunze is there at 10,
Oh, okay.
dude, that card has got to be turned in.
If he's dead, he's gone.
Yeah.
He's going there because I still think, hey, what's the one narrative we heard for a very long time about Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay? He never had the first round receivers. He never had this. But now the Jets have the opportunity to give him 2 number 1s and a number 2 in Mike Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we got everything you need. Now we have you protected.
And it's going to pay dividends in week 11 when Tyrod Taylor gets to throw to these guys. Miami Dolphins picking 21st. Team needs linebacker, offensive line help. And I did a question mark next to wide receiver 3. Reason I did that is because Jalen Waddle, his future is not exactly all the way secure.
Mm-mm.
immediate future with this organization.
Oh, duh.
I think the Dolphins may very well trade back to get a little more equity or get themselves a wide receiver. I mean, they might get lucky and maybe score a Keon Coleman. That's a possibility. Keep him in the state of Florida.
Mhm.
The Dolphins, to me, though, when I really look at what they need,
Mhm.
I'm not even looking at the players. They need a
Coach.
thanks, Cedrus.
They need a coach.
I'm sorry, Mike McDaniel's not the guy there. He's not.
Too fun. He's too
He's
too fun bunch.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think that there's any real repercussions for not giving 100%. And the thing is, I understand that Tua, has been a mixed bag after the scary concussion and a few other things that went down. I mean, the Dolphins, I think the best way to explain the Dolphins is that they're one of those teams that their stats are misleading.
Yeah.
When they play the league's elite defenses and when they play the league's elite offenses, they don't show up on that same metric.
Nope.
I mean, Raheem Mostert led running backs in total touchdowns along with Christian McCaffrey. He's a freeze of mine. But do you think for a second that I think he's going to do that 2 years in a row?
No.
A lot of it was circumstantial. A lot of it was Devin Achan being injured.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If I'm the Dolphins, I'm strongly considering going receiver here because they got to keep emphasizing what they do well. Now, then the Bills case, and then we'll pass it back to the Dolphins. We'll kind of compare these two. Without a doubt, you either got to go defensive tackle or linebacker if you're the Buffalo Bills in the first round. You could get a receiver. You could. But no.
No, you got to beef up.
Defense.
Yeah. That defense needs help. Defense needs work. Linebacker, edge rusher, whatever the case may be. They need to beef up that defense this year.
So my biggest needs are going back to the Dolphins is actually offensive tackle. I think they need another edge rusher, but they lost Raekwon Davis and they also lost Christian Wilkins in free agency, so they need a defensive lineman to come in there. Oh man, Bills. I think they need a receiver because I think they're moving on from Diggs, and I think they need an offensive lineman. They lost Mitch Morse. They need a center,
and
they need
big game
offensive lineman.
I believe that the Bills, the perfect guy for them to play on that team, it's not going to be round 1 though. Round 2, I could see them getting Xavier Legette. That will be their receiver of the future. But I think they're going on the defensive side of the ball in the first round. I really do.
I actually believe this Bills team can be going. There's 2 receivers that make a lot of sense. They're both from Texas. That's Adonai Mitchell and Xavier Worthy.
Worthy makes a lot of sense.
Khalil Shakur kind of took over the number 1 role in the second half season for that team. If you look at Xavier Legette, I think he's going to go in the first part of the second round. So I don't think he'd be in position to be drafted by the Bills. I say if they can get an Adonai Mitchell in that offense, a guy that can go up there and win those 50-50 balls, I think that guy makes a lot of sense there.
Well, the Bills, I do agree with that part, that Diggs is not exactly in the highest favor with the organization as he was, say, a year or 2 ago.
They keep him short in the playoffs, too.
That's another thing that needs to be noticed. Stephon Diggs is not the same player he was 2 years ago. And I also think that he doesn't really like being there as much as other people believe.
I don't think so either.
I personally believe that he would
after that game 2 seasons ago in the playoffs when they got eliminated on that field in the snow. After that, I think that head got like this. Like, I'm this. And everyone started catering to, Stephon Diggs is not happy. What's going on? Then you come back this year, you play decent. But when the playoffs come,
nowhere.
Where are you?
Yeah, exactly.
When I think about who the best of the best are at the receiver position, whether it be coming out of college or guys that are already established in the league,
I'm going Lamb,
Yeah,
Jefferson.
you're going Lamb, you're going Jefferson, you're going Chase. But my
Jordan
point,
Addison.
yeah, Jordan Addison, yeah.
Yeah.
And my point here is like, is Diggs even in the top 10 anymore? I think you really could
If
push
he
him
is,
out.
he's at the bottom.
You
He's
could
at
push
the
him out.
bottom 10 if he is, yeah. If
You
he
can
is,
push
he's
him
at the
out now. You still got, as like him or not, you still got to put AJ Brown in the top 10.
bottom.
You know,
Hey,
If he's in there, he's at the bottom.
which takes us to that team.
yeah, you got the Eagles and Cowboys remaining. We're going to go back and forth with these two division foes. I think it's safe to say they need a center.
They don't. They have Cam Jurgens. I know, but Cam Jurgens is their future center there, especially after Jason Kelsey endorsed him firsthand. No, I think Cam Jurgens, he was drafted to be their future center out of Nebraska. It's his time. I think he's going to be a good one.
They need a running back.
I think they need two running backs.
Yeah, they need two running backs. It's funny how they lost back-to-back years too. Yeah, they need a running back.
Center, a running back who doesn't miss a month a year.
They need a corner too.
Yeah, I think they need.
They need an edge rusher, or they swapped Hassan Reddick, didn't they?
Yeah. They
That's
traded
sodium
Hassan
right
Reddick.
there.
I forgot they got Saquon.
But they still need to improve their defense. They need a wide. In my opinion, when we were on the Nash show,
Never heard of him.
I mean, I emphasize the importance of drafting a wide receiver in the first round. That way, you can move on from AJ Brown, because I do think he is a bad influence in the locker room.
You talking about the guy that replaced Orleans Darkwa?
Absolutely not.
Yo, that's a name from the past.
Orleans Darkwa, that's the real 26.
I forgot about that guy.
26.
I forgot about that guy.
No,
I used to call him Darkman. Is his name.
But I think a more important position for the Eagles, honestly, man, is defensive back, cornerback. I mean,
I know that. They got to replace Bradbury in a big way.
Bradbury in a heartbeat. I mean, in a heartbeat, they got to replace him. They need another safety. They need an edge rusher. They need another linebacker.
I believe TJ Tampa might be the guy for them in round one, considering where they pick.
They should bring over Eli Apple as a trade.
He might do some good. Defense. He might do some good. For real. Because I don't
give
care
me
what
one
Philly
more reason
did.
to hate the Eagles.
I don't care what Philly did, but this team is not as good as they're not going to be as good as they were last year. I don't see it happening.
But they're still going to win the division.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, Zappy. You guys like to win a lot of games. I don't know about that. I mean, your defense is still good.
Yeah, we've lost half our starters on defense.
Well,
but you have.
They go to the Commanders, though. Yeah, you got a point.
I still think it's not going to be as terrible as you believe, because usually that's the irony about your team. You guys play better when you're not supposed to be good, and then when you guys have all the expectations in the world, you shit the bed.
Yeah, I say this: if I'm the Eagles, there's two guys that make the most sense for them. It's Brian Thomas and it's Nate Wiggins. You're either getting your future 1B receiver in Brian Thomas, or you're getting a guy that's going to stand opposite of Darius Slay, and that would be Nate Wiggins. I think he's a great cornerback. I think he's going to be a very good cornerback, a guy that can play man coverage, can play zone, he can play everything. I mean, he's a good cornerback. Those two guys make the most sense for me for the Eagles there at 22. I don't think they need to emphasize so much on offensive line, but I think they're going to emphasize a lot on defense and then wide receiver.
Yeah. Well, what they miss with Kelsey is not, a position's a position. I get it. He's a Hall of Fame player. It's that he captained that in a lot of ways where he himself had the brains in the similar realm of what a quarterback would bring. The last time that I saw a center make that kind of impact, the last two, I guess you could say, well, definitely Jeff Saturday had that kind of impact.
Yeah.
I think a Saturday had that kind of impact for sure. But
see what? No, Kelsey's so good. Him being around so long, he learned the habits of defensive tackles, how they coming through. Okay, I know this guy likes to do this. I know this guy likes to do that. So he can anticipate. Now with a new guy in there, albeit talented, he's gonna have to learn these same guys. And
my biggest issue with these guys is that I honestly think that they might be the kind of team where they're going to be cooking on offense, I will say that. I think they're going to do well on offense.
Yeah, I think they're good on offense.
But defensively, I'm
Come on,
not
Dallas,
sold
they come on
they're
Philly.
going to be okay because, and then you have that other variable.
Mhm.
Is there enough to go around? Are these
Come on,
guys
Dallas
going to
or
get
Philly?
along?
Dallas or Philly?
I'm still talking about Philly for just a moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are these guys going to get along, and are they going to quit on their coach for a second consecutive year? Because anybody that thinks that they didn't quit on Nick Sirianni was not paying attention.
The one thing I will say as listening to that question is they're 0-0 and not 10-1. So
Right.
it's a new season. You
No,
know,
for
obviously, if the season goes south, and we'll go with the assumption that Dallas and Washington and New York are all playing great football, Philly just cannot figure it out, then yeah, Sirianni's gone. There's no question about it. I mean, we've already said, you've said, everyone has said, there's 3 coaches on the biggest hot seat, and 2 of them play in the NFC East. One of them plays in the AFC East. The 2 divisions we're covering right now, being Sirianni, McCarthy, and I just lost his name.
McDermott.
Thank you.
And I'll be honest, you could add Mike McDaniel to that to make it 2-2.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's I don't see so much about what happened, the way the season ended, but I think we know that there's an issue in that locker room, and it starts at the top. And if things get off to a slow start, it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, I feel that this is the thing that messes me up. They moved on from a guy that won their lone Super Bowl
After 1 year.
Why do they think that they won't that what happened last year isn't worse than anything that happened with Peterson?
You know something about Philly? Philly fans they're dedicated to the team.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
You know what? But you know what about them? They'll turn on you in a minute.
Yeah.
In a minute. One bad thing. Yeah. Look how many quarterbacks they've had.
We saw it in Rocky V.
Yeah. That's why they got Rocky statue.
Yeah, we saw it in Rocky V. You know, no respect.
We got
Dallas. Yeah, they turned on McNabb too.
Mm-hmm.
He took them to 4 consecutive NFC Championship games
and a Super Bowl game.
That is a fact. Dallas Cowboys picking 22nd team needs offensive tackle, running back, linebacker. Recently retired Leighton Vander Esch. I like their secondary right now.
Not me.
Ooh. You ain't playing
we need a cornerback.
You need one cornerback.
We need
this draft.
Oh, you're right.
We need a cornerback. I mean, our biggest needs are offensive tackle, cornerback, and I mean, it's either offensive tackle or guard, depending what you do with Tyler Smith. Mm-hmm. We need a cornerback opposite of Trayvon Diggs right now because Bland, I'm sorry, he's much better in the slot. And we do need a running back. We need another receiver. Here, I'll make it short and sweet. We've got, a minute left? We're going to go all linemen in the first round. That's the bottom line.
The guy that I would get if I'm the Cowboys, if he's available, and if you can move up a few spots to get him, it's worth it. J.C. Latham.
J.C. Latham is a guy, if he drops, yes, I would love for us to go get our future tackle. The guy that makes the most sense if we stay there at 24 is going to be between 2 guys. It's going to be Graham Barden, guy that played center, guy that played guard, guy that played offensive tackle at Duke. And then, or it's going to be Tyler Guyton. He would be our future right tackle to help solidify that line. But no matter what, first round, it is going to be offensive tackle.
You got to get some beef up there to protect Zeke.
Or we trade up to get Brian Thomas.
So is Zeke official? Back in
not yet.
Not yet. I was going to say, is that official?
No. Jerry's going all in. He's just waiting.
There won't be any signing until after the draft.
No, absolutely. That is a post-draft signing for sure. 2 hours. Good work, man. I appreciate this conversation, and there's going to be more to come. We will be doing our draft show in the next couple of weeks. Announcements to come. Anybody that checked out that post that I did earlier on the Facebook page about metrics of championship winners, top 10 all-time winners in my lifetime. Everybody's lifetime is different. Idris's top 10 might look different from mine. Brett's might look a little more similar. Maybe Zappy's looks a little more similar as well. But this is a conversation that needs to be had. And I want to get a boxing show putting all kinds of generational matchups together.
But
Idris.
One thing I would say,
go ahead,
is everyone's number 1 for top 10 will be the same. Guarantee it.
Good possibility. Good
Probably.
possibility. For Idris, for Brett, and for Zappy, I am your host, Richie. Thanks for hanging out late with us tonight. Have a great night, everyone.